inside my car as well. And as far as recommendations go, if you ever put on gray, please try it at home before you come to a con. Even though you may know that you're not going to get on everything, try it at home, wear it for a couple hours at home, maybe get on a Omegle, have some fun with that. Then you know, when it gets on everywhere, you're like, okay, good thing I wasn't at a con, but let me see what I can do to fix this.
Please double seal. You need powder and you need spray. That's just been 9, but if you can't afford the expensive stuff, baby powder and hairspray works perfectly fine. And test it once you're done. If it doesn't work, double seal again.
And all else fails, get a tutorial. Go online, look for a tutorial, see what other people are doing. Usually most tutorials are pretty spot on about sealing.
There's a tutorial for everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Homestuck is such a huge fan. There's so much resources for everything possible. Like, there's like
Speak up a little, sir.
there's like hundreds of tutorials on how to make maybe like one character specific god tier outfit. And there's so many tutorials on wig styling. Well, it's not that big of a room, so but
Can people in the back hear us
Like,
fine?
it's like there's so much out there that like if you need anything, Homestuck that you can find as opposed to like a smaller animated fan. You gotta dig.
Discuss how Homestuck can be a beginner cosplayer pet.
Most shirts are really simple. I mean, shoulders, it's a black shirt. Ink symbol on it. I mean, simple as that. Go to the Goodwill, black shirt. Red, white shirts, paint. I mean, they don't usually have like too complex of like pants or anything.
How do you feel about like the kids, like cosplaying the kids? You feel like that's an easy first cosplay for people that never really cosplayed before?
Especially because it's, like we said earlier, it's more of like give your own head canons, like if they wear shorts or pants or sneakers or anything else. It's more okay.
Yeah, like my first Homestuck cosplay, I feel like a lot of people looked at this was just Dave's shirt with sunglasses and natural hair, and then like most people, I feel like most people start with the kids. Like there's like tiers. Like the kids are like usually the easiest to do, and then you move on to I think some of the kids' other outfits like well I was thinking more like stuff like Grimdark or like Maya's outfit, like stuff. It's not that hard, and then you move on with like the trolls and you go into some makeup, and then you go into the god tiers. And then you go into the AUs, like fancy stuff, and that's just
Ancestors,
so
Borns that are like
the
that
ancestors, Nitroborns. There's like lots and lots of tiers there.
Great, that'll be it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wait, that was the lovely Felicia. Who would raise your hand if you would like to discuss Homestuck at conventions? Homestuck at conventions. All right, good. Okay.
Oh, it's not like this with
All right. So, first of all, introduce yourself.
I am Ava Staley, and I'm cosplaying Roxy.
And how long have you been reading Homestuck?
I think since about Halloween. I'm fairly new to this fandom.
Okay, cool. So, you is this your first convention?
Yes.
Okay, so it might be a little bit difficult for you to contribute to this conversation.
Oh, I've seen lots of convention videos.
Okay,
I know all
so
of them.
yeah, I'm going to say because it's a lot of the questions are kind of, we'll see as we go on. So we value new people's input anyway, so okay, nice to have you. And what did you say your name was again?
Ava.
Ava, how do you feel Homestuck has made an impact at conventions?
Well, you see a lot of people wearing gray paint. Nowadays, it helps get Homestuck a wider reader range because people are going to be like, what's that from? Then they're going to, Google. And there's also, most of the time, you're going to see people cosplaying anime, characters from comics, Star Trek, something like that. But this is kind of something new, and this might cause, there's certain conventions for My Little Pony, there might be certain conventions for Homestuck. This might cause an impact. That's
So I feel like another thing Homestuck has done as far as conventions goes, we have pretty large photo shoots.
ROFCON 2013. Wow.
Oh yeah.
For those of you that are interested in the Homestuck shoots today, there's going to be one at 6:12. I think it's still at the entrance of the building. Pretty sure it's at the entrance of the building. You don't know. I'm looking at you like you know, but you probably don't know.
My photo should be little.
Yeah, so photo shoot, I believe it's at the entrance of the building at 4:13 today. Tomorrow is going to be at 6:12, and Sunday I think it's at 12. Another thing Homestuck does at conventions that you don't see any other fandoms do, draw parties.
Oh yeah.
Draw parties.
I don't actually know what that is.
Draw parties.
What do you know about draw parties? Go ahead.
Draw parties are basically the Homestuck fandom at a convention. They basically just get together and everyone just draws, whatever they want.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It is. It's great. It's very friendly. It's really open to anybody. Like anyone can be a Homestuck. Like, people will draw like each other's name on pancakes or fan trolls. It's generally just a really good time because everyone's really inclusive of each other.
Awesome. Yep. And for those of you who are interested in ROFCON's draw party, we will be hosting a draw party on Saturday at 10 to 12. It's usually at night. It's usually real late at night. 10 to 12 is going to be this year's Homestuck draw party. Saturday.
Where?
Oh, in front of the fireplace in the lobby. Share your experiences with meetups outside of conventions. Have you ever been to a meetup?
Yes, kind of. That's where I met them. I went to a meetup at Central Library. It was kind of a walk-in thing for about 4 hours. And there were so many different cosplayers there, and there was a lot of cool people. But I'm walking around there, I made up with my friend who cosplays as CL, and then I see them walking to the building. My friend already knows them. And it was just really cool, and not a lot of people there actually knew what Homestuck was. But we did, and we had a really good time there. But Homestuck isn't a very common thing for people to like. I mean, there's a massive fan base, but you are going to see a lot of people who actually like it in like the real world. So if we're out like cosplaying at Panera or something, nobody's going to know what it is. But if you're going to a meetup like this one, then probably a lot of people are going to know what it is.
Anyone else been to a meetup outside of the convention would like to share any stories? Go.
Actually, my very first meetup after I got into the fandom was with Lucas and Lisa. And we went out to Hibachi, and I was like, well, I've never been to a meetup where we go out to eat or anything. And then afterwards we went out for ice cream, and I actually met all of my cosplay friends almost right then and there. And it was really, really fun and super great, and I just love the fandom so much more because I wasn't aware that they went out and did stuff like that, especially Hampton Roads. They do a lot of stuff with the Homestuck.
So those of you that live locally, we actually have a Hampton Roads, Virginia Stuck page on Facebook and Tumblr. It's HRVA Stuck. We're pretty easy to find. Go ahead.
Yeah, way back in 2012, I went to my very first Homestuck meetup, which was at my now dear friend Corwin's dad's comic shop, and we basically were just upstairs playing card games and having fun the whole time. But I was really nervous. I didn't have any Homestuck friends. And everyone was just immediately so accepting. I was cosplaying Roxy for the first time at that time, and everyone just goes, like, I walked in a little bit late, and there was just this guy like, oh, what a cute Roxy, and it's just such an accepting environment. And I ended up meeting the majority of my current best friends at that one meetup, and continues to work that way. Pretty much almost all of my current friends in general I've met through Homestuck meetups or at conventions, and it has greatly improved my life.
My first meetup was actually Cantown, and I had never been to a meetup before. Yeah, and I remember I was walking up there as Dave. I just got off like the bus, and I remember a card guy just said, "Dave," and they just ran up to me. They just like jumped on me, and I was like, "This is like the most friendly event I've ever been to."
Please don't do that though.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not okay.
Please
That's not okay. Everyone is so friendly. Like I've been saying that a lot because like everyone in fandom is just so incredibly friendly to each other, and there are people with like such different skill levels in their cosplay. Like
By the way, if someone is not friendly to you in this fandom, please let me or
yeah.
Sammy know, We pretty much admin all of the HRBA stuff. So let us know because we don't tolerate any type of being ugly.
Yeah. I know. On that note, VA stuff, which I am an admin, recently had a sexual harassment case. You'll know that we handled that very quickly. Person has been banned. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Zero tolerance harassment. Please let us know.
Yeah, and they don't live in our area, so.
Oh yeah, no, they're
they're
in
Northern
Nova
Virginia.
but
Yeah.
And I actually met my girlfriend of over 2 years at a convention for Homestuck actually. So like it's really a great way to meet people. Like all my current friends I've made it through the fandom.
Do you have any ideas for future meetups?
Mount Trashmore, I'm pretty sure, is doing a meetup later in April. Maybe a few days after the Stuck first ever. Now, somebody told me about this, probably for a date. But something good to do would be more in a public location like the mall. That would be a good place, and there would be people who read Homestuck. You could find your people, and just more places like parks are good places to go, and malls and stores, just things like that would be good places for meetups. And HRBA sounds awesome, and I'm totally going to interact with you guys.
Just a little warning, if you do plan on going to a meetup at a mall, malls usually do not allow you to wear costumes, so please do not get up in costume and go to a mall. They're usually not hot.
The Walmart tolerates, so.
at the very least, do not wear gray, do not wear horns if you're going to an inside place. Just as a kid or a Homestuck troll, but gray and horns, it's not worth it.
I want to say one of my favorite meetups that I did that I want to see again is a bowling event where we did Durst versus CrossFit, and we had everyone wore purple or yellow, and it was like a bowling event, and so I'd like to do that again. That'd be fun.
I like the ice symbols, skating events, 50 stuff is fun.
Oh, that was fantastic. I actually found pictures from Arcade Stuck. It was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. We should do another one of those.
All right. Nice having you up here, Ava. The next topic of conversation, raise your hand if you're interested in talking about it, is connecting with people through Homestuck. Because you're so excited, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sammy. I'm a VA Stick admin, and I'm unofficial HRBA Stick admin.
And how appropriate that we are talking about the conversation of connecting with people because, hey, Memorials.
Yay, Memorials!
What is it about Homestuck that makes people want to talk about it?
I think it's something different, as we talked about before. It's also so intricate that you never run out of stuff to talk about, ever. You always want to talk about something. And there's also so much stuff up to interpretation. There's always theories to discuss. And especially at first, because not many people were into it, it was a really new fandom. You had to go out of your way to make friends within the fandom. You had to find people. What we've noticed recently is the newer Homestucks, we call new Stucks, who we love you, we're so happy to have you, but a lot of them are getting into it in their own friend groups, like as predetermined groups, and they're not having to reach out as much, which we really encourage you to do. Don't just hang out at meetups, don't just hang out with your own friends, talk to other people, because it really is so easy to connect with people through all these different characters. There's so many freaking characters.
And you can ship all of them together.
Yeah.
No shipping in this panel?
No shipping in this panel. No shipping discussion in this panel.
Oh,
Sorry.
Understandable.
was that
That could be a whole panel on itself.
It could be a whole convention.
You can't be that you didn't say that. That's just like not allowed. Share your feelings on like the age difference in the community. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a little bit of both?
I think it's definitely a little bit of both. It is generally a good fandom for younger people. And I joined while I was still in high school, later high school, but I know that at the time that it was really popular, like 2012 to 2013, there was just this huge age range, and then just for the most part, it just didn't matter. Everyone was on the same page. Everyone was like really cool. Like my into like 2012, my youngest friend, I'm gonna say, was 13, 14, and my oldest friend was 30. 30, yeah, kitty, yeah, love kitty. And obviously, as the fandom has evolved, a lot of the older people have kind of moved on to other fandoms. A lot of them, like Rin, have not. But Homestuck forever. But it's really, and then we've been getting a lot of the new stucks are a lot younger, still in middle school or high school, which is okay. It's like we said before, it's a great starter fandom, the cosplay and all that. I do think that there are some issues when it comes to spin the Fago. Please don't do that.
Yeah,
Please
so
don't.
Hugging, not kissing.
let's go. Let's talk about this. This is a serious thing. How old do I look?
Like
16.
I'm gonna say 21.
16.
20.
I say 16.
I am 28 years old.
Oh.
8. So, some people may not know who I am. I look like I'm about 16. Hey, I'll play Spin the Fago with you, right? You got a 28-year-old playing Spin the Fago with a 13-year-old. Even if it is just hugging, don't you think it's a little...
That's creepy.
Don't you think it's a little...
High five.
Not everybody thinks the same way that you think. So please, we highly discourage Spin the Fago, even if it is just hugging. Because we've had other conventions where there have been issues. So, serious conversation over. Back to fun times.
One more thing on that. During like photo shoots and stuff, if it's like a shipping shoot, we're not talking about shipping, but if you're gonna like kiss or in any way touch anyone for a shipping shoot, A, ask them how old they are, and B, always ask their consent first. But like I'm guilty of this in the past, just like straight up not knowing and forgetting to ask, and it's an issue. Like you have to ask, because especially when people are in gray or all these different cosplays, their ages can like severely be altered. Like I look like I'm 13, but I'm 21, so like you don't know.
So, overall, I feel like the age difference and everything is actually a good thing. I like having the fact that we have adults that kind of keep things in line. And I also like seeing the young, fresh faces getting into it too, because hey, it means that our fandom is being passed on to a new generation. So it's like, oh yes, it's going to continue. They will be old like us one day, but it's going to continue. This is good. So we're all about having younger people coming into the community. We want to help you too. So if you have any questions about cosplay, any questions about what's going on in the webcomic that you may not understand, we're all about like, yeah, so this is what this means, or this is how we can do this. We'll help you out with this. We'll sew this thing for you if you need some help sewing this thing. We're good help.
We made a guide how to be a good new stuck. I haven't posted it yet, but we'll post it.
Speaking of new stuff, I think a great thing for old stuff to see new people get into the fandom is to watch them slowly get to the point where all their favorite characters get killed off.
You're evil.
Multiple times over.
Hey,
Yes, oh yeah.
Death. Death everywhere.
So going back
Like, raise your hand.
to the topic, connecting with people, is it weird to you when someone in our community tells you, hey, that person is my Moirail, or hey, that person is my Meathcrit?
No, because you're my Moira. No, I've had 2 or 3 Moirails in the time I've been into Homestuck. We've been Moirails for like what, a year or something like that. Whatever. I think having these multiple degrees of relationships really helps in general. I think it's with the exception of Christmas Institute,
Oh dear.
it's Moiralship in particular is particularly good for you. It's someone to balance you out, to help you when you need it. Kind of like a best friend, but more specific. And I think it's really important to recognize that as a type of romance, if you want to, like for platonic area, if you don't know what that is, Google it. I'm not going to talk about it. But I think it's really healthy to open up different types of relationships than just friends and more than friends. That type of thing. But
There is such thing as a healthy Christmas too.
yeah, I have a Christmas. It's mostly play, but
No, we're not going to talk about yours.
I wasn't
Yours
going
was
to.
not
I don't want to
healthy.
talk about mine.
Okay.
I want to remember that.
Oh.
I'm saying that I think for Kiss Messitude, people need to remember that the quadrants were designed for an alien race that frequently engage in violent behavior and not for humans. So if you're in what you would call a serious black relationship,
you might want to.
you need help. Get out of there.
I think it's fun. Well,
If you're playing,
If you're
like
playing.
if it's like
So I'll just explain it real quick. I have a friend that I consider my Christmas because we try to one up each other as far as cosplay goes. So I think it's a healthy rivalry, not that we hate each other, but it's like your cosplay's so good, I need to make mine better so that I can be better than you. So I think that it can be a little fun. It can be a little fun, being competitive, yeah.
When you're pushing people off a cliff, that's when you take it too far.
And you kind of discussed this one earlier. Do you feel like you've gained or lost friends because of all this stuff?
well, I certainly don't talk to my other friends as much anymore. But no, like I said, almost all of my current friends I've met through Homestuck, even if they're not into Homestuck as much anymore. I'm not either. Like I still love it, but all my friends cosplay other things, so I have to move on slightly. I'm here, aren't I? But it's tattooed on my body. But without Homestuck, I wouldn't have anywhere near the amount of friends or the specific friends that I have now. I think my life would be a lot different. It also got me into cosplay more.
All right, thank you, Sydney. All right, last topic of conversation before we give out prizes. Fan art and fan fiction. Raise your hand if you're interested. You raised your hand. I seen you raise it earlier. Go ahead, come on up.
Go on, Jay.
Good luck.
Go Jay.
And what is your name? Jordan. Okay, how long have you been reading this stuff?
Only since like around the middle of last year.
Okay. So, do you feel that there's a lot of diversity when it comes to Homestuck fan art?
Yes, I guess. I mean, like,
It's okay. So, like, well, let's pick a character. Jane. Do you feel like you could see a skinny Jane or a fat Jane or a Jane or a black Jane, and we all recognize her as being Jane, right? So you feel like there's a lot of that when it comes to our fan art, or do you think that there's a little bit?
I mean, like, I've seen a lot of like different, like, I've seen like skinny and fat. I feel like with one of the Tagros, there's a lot of different ways to do Tagros. Because there's just a lot of different people that kind of do Tagros with like the hype, the whatever, and the body hype. It just, I feel like with Tagros, there's just a lot of different people do that.
Like a lot of diversity was not or like, let's even talk about like human stuck versions of trolls, all the different ethnicities that certain people think that they gender
Well,
like in the comic, it said that their skin was paper, right? So that just kind of leaves room for it just
just be anybody because nobody has people to see them.
Exactly.
Were you gonna say something?
Unless you're a ghost.
Unless they too are an alien race.
Or they're a ghost.
Like, there's a lot of diversity, I think, with GAMZ in particular. There's like Raw GAMZ, Chubby GAMZ, various races of GAMZ, which is great because personally I want to see people together, but it wasn't
His
right.
hair has a lot of diversity too.
Yeah.
So what makes it so easy to adapt to segments like fan trolls?
Well, like,
So like, okay, so you have other fandoms, like we'll use My Little Pony as an example. And people are like, oh, I can make my own pony. Like, you just put this cutie mark on it, it's my pony, it's my OC. Do you feel like Homestuck's kind of the same way? Like, you can make your own fan troll?
yeah.
And
Like, you could just, like, make your own style, like, kind of stories, and then, like, stats as and then, like, name it whatever you want and stuff.
and then also like your different blood colors and stuff.
Yeah, there's like a template for troll, fan trolls and fan kids. Like there's the symbol, typing quirk, text color, and horns, and usually it's very, there's like so many templates out there pre-existing that you can just use.
I was getting ready to say that, yeah, it's really cool that most of the comic is done with just MS Paint because you can literally take it, put it back on MS Paint, erase some features, make your own thing, and then you go from there, and it's really easy.
Yeah, it's for all skill levels.
Yeah, it's super great.
New sites probably don't remember this, but there was a time when there was a spur scale, or scare, not scale, scare, where basically there, like a Tumblr blog popped up. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was so scary. It was like this like totally, what's the word I'm looking for?
Spooky?
Like spooky, foreboding.
Ominous.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Ominous, spur blog that was basically like, all right, get ready, it's happening. And everyone was freaking out, and there were all these different things. And basically the entire fandom all at once just exploded with people getting together with their friends, forming their own teams, picking their strengths specifying, this is my god tier, we can't have 2-time players on our team, we gotta go find another one.
Because nobody wanted me on their team because I was the Prince of Hope, so no one wanted me.
I was still for mine.
But so not even just fan trolls, like having your own, like putting yourself in
As a player.
Yeah, exactly. Like
So finding out your god tier.
I use unicorn kind personally. I have a tiny plastic unicorn that I grow like shit. But yeah. I think it's like and having your own god tier is fun.
It is very fun.
How many of you guys have cosplayed your own god tiers, your personal god tiers?
I want to cosplay my own god tier, but I just don't know how to
Does everybody,
make cosplays.
Is there, I guess raise your hand if you know your personal god tier. Okay, so that's like pretty much everyone in here. Jesse, get on your game! Find out your personal god tier, guys.
Yeah.
Sage of disappointment.
It's a pretty lengthy quiz, too.
Yeah.
Making your own land is fun too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, it is very fun.
What character would you love to see more fan fiction of? Personally, there's this one couple that I do not see any fan fiction of. It makes me very sad. Neck10, Wayland, and Murpha Durkin. For those of you who do not know who those characters are, they are the 2 trolls that died. They only showed up for one panel.
The fan trolls. The fan trolls.
They got their skeletons too.
Yeah, they were killing the skeletons in there. Needs to be more fan fiction than them.
It would help if we do something about them.
Well, they're dead.
Well,
I know.
So you could, you could always,
They're people's fan trolls.
yeah, so you could always go to their Tumblrs or whatever and read their descriptions. I actually really appreciate Neck10's character. He actually went on a cruise with a mine thing, and
I'm really
the
glad.
adventure's really great. How is Homestuck fan fiction? Have you ever read any Homestuck fan fiction?
I've read a couple, like a little bit of a couple.
How is it different from other fan fictions?
Well, first off, the fact that they have trolls. And most others are like real people or like humans and stuff. And like some have like trolls and humans in D&D, and then like the other ones have like mostly humans.
I feel like there's three main categories for Homestuck fan fiction. One is just like, like in-universe stuff, like what if events have happened differently, or just like elaboration on events that have happened. There's AUs, and there is things that cannot be mentioned at the panel of this. And I feel like those are the three main categories for most Homestuck fan fiction.
I think what's really neat about Homestuck fan fiction is almost everything is AUs. Like, I've read very, very little Homestuck fan fiction that isn't, like, AUs. Yeah, like, high school AUs abundance. Like, it's
There's a
good. Like,
lot of
there's
sad stuff, though.
Oh yeah. So much sadness.
when you're
Cry river of tears.
it's like you're trying to read a good John David, suddenly a radio's dead, and you're like, wow!
The first chapter of The Other Side of the Heart.
Let's take a minute and appreciate zombie stuff.
Zombie stuff?
You don't know what that is, do you?
No.
Oh, it's
Oh, dear.
the sad
Are they
fan.
zombies?
It's a sad stuck fan comic.
It's the saddest thing ever.
Don't look it up.
I
It's
think
depressing.
something else that kind of makes Homestuck fanfiction different is all the different quadrants. Like, they can have fanfiction like morales, mates, birds, maces, and all of that stuff.
Don't look at the ends. Don't read the actual.
One thing that, because I used to read a lot of Yasha fanfics and Dead Man Wonderland fanfics and all those fun things. One thing I personally really enjoy is the format that Homestuck, because they have the colors, because they have the quirks. You, instead of like you're going back and searching like, oh crap, they wrote that weird. How did they say that? Is that who really said that? You know immediately. Oh, that's Teresi. What is she talking about? What's going on here? Like, it's so cool because you can automatically. It's great, and their personality is right there on the page. So the person doesn't have to do a whole lot of writing in it, and sometimes they don't do that great of a job.
So outside of the scheme of fan fiction as being a written format, we also have the MS Paint adventures of fan fiction, like guide stuff.
Oh, guide stuff is awesome.
Is amazing.
It needs to be continued.
Speaking of,
It needs its own fandom.
Yes, I think it does.
Another thing, like, with fan films and fan kits, is that it's so accessible. Anybody can make their own fan picture, and there's like hundreds and thousands of them. Where just like, does someone want to make a fan picture about them and their friends doing, a suburb-esque adventure? That's just like,
I've heard of that, never seen it though.
Another thing is like, not so much with the fan pictures, but there's so much fan art, and a lot of it is like crossover fan art, which I think is really neat. Like, I can't think of any other fandom where I could see a character from one series piloting a giant robot from another series. Like, there's just so much going on there with the crossover stuff.
All right, thank you, Jordan. All right, so I have some prizes to go with. And I'm going to tell you what you're winning before I ask the question, because some of you may not fit into the question. I have a Hope hoodie. It is a size small. All right. The question is.
Raise your hand, don't just blur it out.
Raise your hand. Name the other 3 webcomics Hussey has worked on.
Bard Quest, Jailbreak,
Jailbreak.
and Problem Slip.
I believe this is a medium. Everyone gasps. Medium. Hero of Light hoodie. Yes. Name 2 Denzins.
Didn't they ever announce that?
No, I can't remember them.
Anybody else? Two Denzins?
Typhus Oloros?
Typhus, I don't know.
What was the last one?
Oloros? Oloros?
You would know better than I would.
I've never heard of that.
How did you guys know this?
Because
Because I assumed JoJo knew all of them. I believe you. I believe you. I'm just gonna, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question. Name 5 members of the belt for these belt stickers.
Do they have their names on them?
No.
Okay, Sammy.
Biscuits, eggs, oh god. Wow, this was in my trivia and I should know this.
You know this. It's your book.
Yeah, we know you won. We know you won. Shush.
No, I was just.
Okay, biscuit, eggs.
Do you guys know which AMS is supposed to be
Itchy.
sitting here? We're not allowed to back the players' hallway.
Anybody else?
I'm sorry.
5 members of the belt. 5 members of the belt. Nobody?
I can't.
Stop asking us hard questions. I know about it, but I don't want to do too much. You guys, let's take a stab at it.
Biscuits, eggs, Stitch, Itchy, and what was
The lucky one. Come on.
Can't think of
4-leaf.
Clover. Okay.
I actually have one as well. This is, if anybody wants it, I will draw a portrait shot, full color shading of your fan troll, fan kit, or a character of your choosing.
And his art's really nice.
It's beautiful. It's getting better. What Super Nintendo era game inspired the walk around flashes in Homestuck? It's Earthbound, yeah. Talk to me after the mail's over.
All right, so I think we still have a couple more minutes left. Yes, we have about 15 minutes left.
Awesome.
Open forum discussion. Are you shipping? No.
Denied.
Nobody needs to know
How ridiculous Andrew Hussey is.
Oh, all right.
Think about Andrew
Talk about
Hussey.
the games?
What?
Can we talk about the games?
What? Oh, yes, Hive Stuck.
Hivent.
Hive. No, it's Hive Swap.
It's Hive Swap.
Hive Swap.
I got you the
Hive Swap.
I got you the hoodie. I got my hoodie.
Yes, second best it means.
No.
Second best it means.
Second best
She's been dying to have that tonight.
You don't know what that's like.
Yes, I do.
Put it on. Put it on. Jakey.
Put it on. So Hive Swap, who's gonna buy it? I
Who's already bought it? I already got it.
It's gonna be a video game that has
Kickstarter came out. I was like, I got the cards. I got the tier cards.
So I was kind of sad that Joey wasn't non-binary. I was really hoping, but today said that Joey's a girl. I'm okay with that though.
You know, Joey could be non-binary if we want Joey to be non-binary. Who really cares?
You don't get.
That's where fandom
There are non-binary people who use like female pronouns, so like it doesn't matter.
Oh, Brandon. We forgot to talk about the no-nos of fan fiction.
I don't know if we want
I think that might be better.
Do we want to apply to the no-nos of like
Everything?
of MCs
I was thinking about.
or Tolsonas?
I was thinking more of certain notorious fan fiction that should not be mentioned. They know what I'm talking about. Be safe when you look up Homestuck fan fiction. Look at the ratings.
Be very careful.
Look at the ratings.
Never go on Arches of our own.
Just don't read Homestuck fan fiction.
Yeah, keep going.
Let your vocabulary not read fan fiction.
Don't read Homestuck.
Don't read.
What is Homestuck?
He's 9, so just.
Don't even read Homestuck.
Wait, years or weeks?
Years.
What I say about don't touch me.
But yeah, we're not letting him read Homestuck. So.
Yeah.
That's not.
What are you doing?
Don't go on the internet.
What's everybody's favorite Flash?
Huh?
Flash. Favorite moment in
Like the
Homestuck.
most like memorable thing. Maker Bay?
The kissing of the severed head. That was my favorite part of the whole thing.
I like the one where they entered the game.
Which character?
The one with John, where John and
Johnny. Any moment where those trickster rose.
Yeah.
Oh god, I forgot about
Any
Did you
moment.
guys see the tricksters were canon?
Yeah.
That was horrifying.
Oh, Felicia.
I'll be honest, I don't know the name of it. The one we came off of hiatus from.
Everyone.
Yes.
Was that
Game over. Game over.
So many more times I can cosplay.
It was nice track.
No, I lost you.
For me, I'm an alpha kid nut, so I really love Synchronize and Unite. Like, that gives me so many feelings, like, cause Roxy's never seen another person before, and then there's Jane and Dirk, and we're just there, and it's
Stuff is happening.
And
Yes.
There's actually a really good fan song about it. It's called Synchronize.
I love it.
Unite synchronization.
For me, it's either Make or Pay or it's Enter Caliban.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I'm torn between Descend and I think what it's called. I don't know what it was called, but it was the one where one of the Daves shows up. Like back when Homestuck was just starting, he shows up and he kills a bunch of orcs or something like that. And like the Land of Heat and Clockwork. I don't remember what that one's called, but I think that and Descent because there was so much going on in Descent.
I love flashes where Dave's like kicking ass.
Yeah, he deserves it.
I'm such a fan of all the trolls. Like whenever they get flashes, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally down for this.
Yes.
One of my favorites, Make or Pay, was really emotional for me because that's when the comic first started for me. It was like, bam, everything just happens. But another one I really liked was the 5 times, I think it's 5 times combo showdown.
Yes.
Where I was like, whoa, this is so intense, this is amazing, and then the next couple panels I'm like, wait, what? What happened?
Yeah.
It was still great though.
Can we just take a moment to like realize all of the fan music for Homestuck?
Well, yeah, there's so much.
Oh yes.
Can we take a moment to appreciate Sweeper and Hella Jeff?
Oh,
Yeah.
getting your
Song heroes of the entire internet, like for real.
Explode.
I love the lyrics. We know all the lyrics, so you can't find the Homestuck.
You can find delicious definition.
Guys, please, one at a time.
I'll wait. Okay. I feel like we're talking about Lost in Cascade and the fact that it shut down Newgrounds. For Newstucks who don't know, when Cascade first came out, Homestuck had been on hiatus for like a month or so, couple months, and it got posted, and Hussey was using Newgrounds as like a backup site for it, and it immediately crashed. MSPA and Newgrounds. It was down like all day. I had to watch it on YouTube
Yeah.
because I couldn't get to it.
Another thing about Newstucks, I feel bad for Newstucks because they will never experience a life without hiatuses. Because it wasn't always like this. It wasn't always like
Because
this.
you're always waiting for the next update. Where when we were reading it, it was every day.
Multiple
Every
times
day,
a
every
day
day.
sometimes.
Update culture was amazing.
Oh my god, I
Literally
miss it.
minutes, like 5 minutes max before the first fan art was posted.
My newsfeed would
10
blow up.
minutes max before like the first cosplay of the new update. It was
Oh, yeah.
like people would cosplay the curtains.
Cosplay your curtains.
So intense.
Another thing about Homestuck is like the fan base and stuff is they made so much cool stuff like computer wise, like Esther Chum, they made someone coded an actual.
Yeah.
That's actually how I met my girlfriend.
It's on my
Esther Chum
computer.
Catalog, update notifiers.
It
There's
keeps
so much
reports and
stuff.
everything.
Yeah, I never had to have an update notifier because my Tumblr dashboard just notified me.
There's-
It was
Your handles are still.
Oh, okay. Crap, remember? Oh, okay. 2 things. First off, I love waiting for it because on New Year's, I was with my family and they were doing some drunk stuff and I was like, I guess I'll go read Homestuck. And I was reading it and right at 12 o'clock, I think Jade was on CrossFit and something happened where her tower collapsed. And right at 12 o'clock when there was an update, I clicked it and it said, ball, drop. And it dropped and I freaked out and I was like, get up, she got signal, look what happened. They're looking at me and I'm freaking out and stuff.
The best part or worst part about Homestuck is when you read an update and then you're waiting to see what happens next. And I think one of my vividest memories is I woke up early and I checked and I was like, oh no, there's a new Flash. That was the Flash where Jade prototyped Beck, and there's all that green fire and some certain character death. And I was like, wow, that's you need to be thinking about this a lot at school today.
When I first was up to date on Homestuck, I think it was like, so I got up to date, and the first update was when we went on Gigapause, and I was so excited.
The first time I came off, there was one update after that, and then immediately went on hiatus for Cascade.
I was so disappointed after reading Homestuck for a year, and I was never up to date.
Another thing about the fandom that I want to say is everyone in the fandom is, I've never seen a fandom so talented as the Homestuck fandom, because everybody does something. Everyone, they cosplay, they draw, or they do music, they program. Everyone does something. I think that's really amazing. There's so many people with such wide skills. Like, I met John Small at a Homestuck meetup, and he does stand-up comedy. And because of that, now I do stand-up. And there's just so many ways for people to branch out into new talents and hobbies, and it's just such a great way to meet people and learn new skills.
All right, so we're getting close to the end, I believe.
We have 7 minutes.
I just wanted to appreciate Andrew Hussey and little things he does, like right before Katsucon releases a brand new really hard character. Like one year he released Robot Arabia, right before Katsucon, the day of. That day, somebody came to cosplay her.
Yep.
Then 2 years later, released Crocker Corp Jade.
Yeah,
And
someone was
that
sewing
day,
in their hotel room.
Somebody cosplayed her.
Never to walk into a club.
Yeah, and Jim's home.
I want
me to do it.
I want to see Hussey team up with a character designer from Final Fantasy to make the most uncosplayable character. $50.
Has anyone done the horse rodeo yet? The robot horse rodeo?
I don't think
I've seen somebody try to
Somebody needs to do that now.
They did like the front part, but they weren't.
One day someone's gonna make like a functioning horse robot. Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Cosplay as the super logo.
I think I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Well, not personally, just launching blocks.
That'd be great. No, I haven't seen anybody
Can
do
we
that.
talk about fandom stuff?
Oh my God.
Oh yes!
I did death threats over fandom stuff once. I made because I love it to death, but I made a fandom personification of the Jojo's Bizarre Adventure fandom, and they did not appreciate that.
For new sucks who don't know, fandom stuff was the thing where all of the fandoms were made into
Personified.
they were
Homestuck characters.
Yeah,
There was a Homestuck
they were all
character.
fandoms.
You had like Doctor Who
It
as a
started
Homestuck
with Natalia, I
character.
think.
Hetalia.
The Homestuck fandom four-year-olds.
Yeah. Hetalia more pale for Homestuck.
There was one.
Dr. Who.
No, it was Super Kulak. No, was it Super Kulak that was the Kiss Mrs. Snow, or Supernatural that was?
It was supernatural in Homestuck.
There's one more thing I wanted to say. I forgot.
Can I say what I posted on Facebook about the ceiling and stuff?
Yeah, you can.
So if anyone is wearing paint and they suddenly realize that they are not sealed, I will have both kinds of sealer on me all weekend. I will also have Grace Nazaru in White Bed 9 at all times. So if something happens, please try to find me on Facebook or try to find me around the convention, because I do not want to see our fandom go into madness because of unsealed paint.
Oh, yeah, that happened at NocoCon went with a misunderstanding that because the elevators and everyone thought it was Homestuck's got their gray paint, but it was actually just that if you rubbed the wall, anybody, even if they weren't wearing gray paint, it turned gray. So
That's how it is with most kinds of metals.
yeah, and nobody realized that, and people thought it was gray makeup, so everyone was freaking out, and so people left the photo shoot to go do that, and then they realized, wait a second, this is just the elevator's natural doing, so we had nothing to do with this, so everyone was kind of freaking out for a moment.
Always like that.
Could like discuss like little mishaps that happen sometimes, because I heard quite a few convention mishaps due to Homestucks that were actually confirmed. Like a Gamzee cosplayer actually went around drawing on the walls.
Yeah, I saw that.
I hope they got.
Oh yeah, they got the convention fandom. The whoever was running the the anime convention banned them, and then the hotel banned them. Like, they were just gone.
Can I just say that if anyone here plans on new stuff, if you plan on cosplaying Gamgee and you want to run around with a horn, don't.
Like you can have it as a prop,
Yeah,
but
just
don't
don't
Don't tweak it. Look at every, like, maybe once.
no,
don't do it at all.
no. Unless you're outside and it's an appropriate
Yeah.
like timing. Like don't just do it, especially if you're inside. It's annoying.
I don't
And that's why
wanna
people
do
hate home.
All right, that's all the time we have. Have a good day. See you at the photo shoot at 6:12.
Okay.
Don't post another case stuff or something right now.
Woo!